My story is simple. I used to smoke, and now I stopped. Um, no, a lot of people believe that the youth start smoking because they see it in a movie, they see it in a TV show, that they see the ads and it's everywhere, so they start to think, yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna, pick it up. But for me, it wasn't about that. I never actually thought, I wanna try smoking, try a cigarette. It was never like that for me. Um, the first time I tried a cigarette was I was lineman with a friend. A long-time friend. I've known him for years, and down by his house, and he pulled out this cigarette. So he started to smoke it, and he he asked me, well, do you wanna try it? And I said, well, all right, cool. And so I I took a puff, and I people think the first time you smoke, you just go through this great thing, wow, it's cool, I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna keep doing it and keep smoking. It wasn't like that at all. I coughed my lungs out. And I gave it back to him and said, that's just nasty. So the first time I tried it, I didn't like it. But then I found myself, when I went out with friends, I would, take a puff. And that eventually led on to me taking a whole cigarette. And then that led to me, buying a pack of cigarettes by myself to take out, to Lime and parties and stuff. And I mean, at this point in time, I was still a social smoker. It's not something I did every day. It's something I did on a weekend to go to a party and be part of the crowd at that point in time. And the first time I really started to see my smoking was affecting me was when I was training for Dragon Boat. I was part of my school team, and the team was going to go to LA. And I've always been involved in sport. I was always in football, and then I started on to Dragon Boat, and I was always was able to keep up and keep doing it, and I was fine. But then I noticed that while I was smoking, I would run out of breath really fast, and it worried me. And I said, well, this is a big meet. I have to quit it now. Just stop. So I did. And I thought, well, being a youth that I was, I could just stop, and I was headstrong, so I could just keep on without it at all. So it was probably a month later, and it was the day that the races had finished. And this is in LA with the team, and we went back to the hotel, and something really strange was happening to me. I was starting to shake. My body was shaking, and one thing was on my mind, I want to smoke. I just want to get a cigarette. And that's all I could say. It was like a mantra. I just kept saying, I just want to smoke, guys, I want to smoke. So eventually, what happened is we went across the road. They had a gas station. We bought some, and I smoked like 3 cigarettes in a go, which is nasty to say. But yeah, it shocked me at that point in time because never before have I, you know, wanted something so badly or had my body demand it and say, like nothing else will matter but this. And a logical person would say, yeah, you should stop. But I didn't stop. I kept smoking. So the next chapter of my life led me to university in Canada. So now in Canada, I don't have parents, so my smoking became a full-blown addiction because I mean, there's nobody there to stop me, so I could just go and buy and smoke and do what I want. And I mean, when I say full-blown, I mean on the way to class, I would take a smoke. On the way back from class, I would take a smoke. After I ate, I would take a smoke. In the middle of the night, I would take a smoke. It was all the time. And to understand how troublesome it was in Canada to smoke. Think about Canada. It was snowing all the time. It was cold. So in order for me to take a smoke, I had to leave my residence, which was on the 7th floor. I had to put on boots, put on jeans, put on a jumper, put on a winter jacket, so I'm walking out like this, and then go down 7 flights of stairs, outdoors, into the smoke hut, which was basically a roof with no sides. So you're in the elements, and it's freezing cold, and I'm there in a huddle in a ball and just smoking, and I can't feel my hands, can't feel my face, and it was really a task, you know. So university is a time where you really start to think about who you are, and you form the habits that you're gonna keep for the rest of your life. And it was during one of these smoke breaks that I started to think. I was like, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Always be the one who has to come downstairs in the hut and see people just walking by as I smoke for my quick fix. And I started to get the idea that yes, I should stop, but I couldn't stop. There was always that hankering, that want to smoke all the time. So so after the year, I came back home and I was working, and I wouldn't smoke during work, but in the night I would take a smoke when I went out. I was smoking. All that was normal. The first time that I actually said to myself, I need to take a step to stop smoking was when my uncle was diagnosed with cancer. What shocked me the most about it was that he stopped smoking 10 plus years before he was diagnosed with anything. And he was a healthy man. I mean, he used to go work out, play football, eat healthy. He was skinny. He was never sick. But but after all these years, it finally caught up to him. So I said, well, I need to stop. So I tried, but it was not easy. There was still that hankering. And it's one thing to tell yourself, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna eat KFC. I'm gonna go to the gym. You tell yourself these things, but then you break yourself because you're just like, oh well, I was good today, so I might as well. So I kept doing it, even though I knew like all these things about it and what I was doing to myself. I kept smoking. It took a friend to really watch me in the eye and say, this is what you're doing is stupid. It's foolish. You need to stop. And at that point in time, I made a promise to her, and I said, I'm gonna stop smoking. And that is what it took for me to make a promise to a friend, to have that friend there backing me up and always looking at me, just making sure that I didn't smoke. It took that for me to really cut it out. And that's what this whole movement, that's what it's about. It's about getting the youth to, um, influence each other. You have to talk to your friends because you're the one who directly, they will listen to you. They won't listen to their parents, to the ads, to everything else. So just to wrap it up, I'm just gonna state like one fact and then just ask one simple question. And the fact is, it was a friend who started me smoking, and it was a friend who got me to stop. And my question is, which friend do you want to be? Thank you.